from Albany, Georgia, like 3 hours away from Atlanta. Look, we call it the small A.
Still living in Albany?
Yeah, I'm still living back and forth from Atlanta to Albany, you know, come up here and record or whatnot. Get that quality sound I be looking for. And sometimes I just do it in Albany and I send it up here, you know, but be back and forth.
Now, certain part of Albany you represent?
Yeah, the south side of Albany, that's where I was born and raised. My mother and father got a divorce when I was like 8. We stayed on the east side, but we moved to the south when they got a divorce. And so that's where I learned all my, you know, good habits, bad habits, whatever you would call it. And so where I'm from, we go by side, south side, east side, west side, north side, you know. So, yeah.
And we'll delve into the divorce in a little bit, but you being so close to Atlanta, only 3 hours away, why not just move there?
I guess because I'm still so comfortable where I'm from, you know. My family's right here where I'm at, you know, so, I mean, I'd rather just travel sometimes. You know, people call and ask me, like, you just need to move up here, man. You just blow up quicker. You just, you know, I be feeling it, but, you know, that's where, you know, I'm more comfortable at, you know. So I'm stable, but you know, eventually I'm coming.
Now, growing up in Albany, what was that like for you? You kind of shared some little glimpse there with the divorce, and we'll delve into that, like I said, in a little bit. But can you paint the picture for us of growing up in Albany? What was that like? Give us that description there.
For me, it was more like a struggle situation. You know, we didn't really have much. We didn't really have shit, so I had to learn how to hustle and get everything up, you know. My mother, she was working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to provide. You know, me and my sister, we shared one room, so you might come home and, you know, food in the refrigerator, so, you know, I had to learn quick. Like, my older cousin, they kind of showed me the ropes at a young age, what to do, you know, how to help and provide for my mother. And so for me, it was like a struggle. It was a learning situation. It made me the man who I am today. Made me strong, made me appreciate all the good shit that I get now.
What was your bottom point of this struggle?
My bottom point?
Yeah.
Can you...
Now, okay, having no food in the fridge, some people will say, wow, that's tough. But was there a tougher point than that of dealing with this struggle, having no money, that sort of thing? What was maybe your worst point when it got really, really bad?
Not having no guidance. You know, you didn't have nobody that just, that strong person to just, you know, pick you up and say, hey, look, man, don't worry about that. You can come stay at my spot and I'm going to show you the ropes. You ain't got to worry about trying to think about your next meal or how you gonna get it, you know. So that was my biggest point. That's what a nigga need, you know. That's what any male figure, that's what they want, you know. They're just that bigger person, that role model, I say role model figure, to, you know, take control. So not having that, I had to take control. Either you're gonna be weak or you're gonna be strong and get swallowed up.
Your parents separated at 8 years old, when you were 8.
Correct.
You live with your mom?
Yeah.
Where was Dad? Did you see him?
He was around, but he was more pissed off, you know, at my mom. So he ain't really just want to. If she ain't want him, he ain't want to deal with nothing. You know, he just come by, give us some money and whatnot, and just catch out. But as I got older, it changed. But at that time, you know, if I needed school clothes or anything, you know, he'll be like, oh, ask your mother, ask your mom, you know. So I was like, cool. But, you know, as I got older, our situation changed. You know, we got closer and the bond got, you know, real tight.
How? How did things progress?
I guess he came around, you know, and he put all his issues aside that he had with my mother. especially when she passed. So everybody kind of took that kind of hard, and everybody just got closer. The bond got closer. He started being there. He just clicked, just started being there. And so it helped out.
So you're on good terms
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point.
Oh yeah. Anything I say, anything I need, he right there.
But at the time of the separation, there was no other male figure in your life?
No, that wasn't. I had older cousins or whatnot that, like I said, I had older cousins that stayed on that side of town that showed me the ropes and put me in the game, taught me how to, beat my ass and made me stronger and kept me wise. And as far as, I stayed around music, they kept me around music. And so that was like my lifestyle.
How old were you when your mom passed?
About 27. I'm about 27 when she passed. She passed.
When did she pass away from?
She had lupus and other difficulties that, I ain't gonna speak on and whatnot. But lupus was the main problem.
Is that something that's genetic?
No. I think she kind of it happened over time. She, we call it the last moment. So, yeah.
You have no signs of lupus?
No. I try to, stay healthy. I try to stay in the gym and eat healthy. That's the main thing. Water, fruits and vegetables. I always keep that knowledge.
Other family members have it aside of your mom?
My uncle died from cancer. That's a stage of lupus is just another form of cancer. I had uncles that he died from cancer. Other family members that died from cancer and stuff like that, but not really just lupus.
With the lupus that your mom had, and she had other health issues, you said the lupus was found late, or the other health issues that was found late? I didn't know which one you were referring.
She had a heart problem when she was younger, but lupus came years later. She didn't know. Her hair just started falling out one day, and I was like, "What the hell going on?" She, so she went to the doctor. Like, you got lupus. So it just came out of the blue, and so that's why I say you gotta keep up with your health. Exercise and work out, eat. If not, it should catch up with you.
She did have the heart issue, but with the lupus, do you think this could have been prevented or caught earlier?
Yeah, I think it could have probably been caught earlier if if we were more focused on our health and doing doing yearly checkups and stuff like that. We wouldn't really worry about that. We just living a fast life. My mom, she stayed. She just lived her life. She lived her life. So all of a sudden it happened just like that.
Now, growing up with this struggle of not having money, not having food in the fridge, that sort of thing, and you mentioned you did pitch in.
Yeah. Well, I was at a young age. I was trying to get a job. At the same time I was hustling. Moving work. Job was turned me down, I guess, because back then I had dreads. I had real long hair. So every job I try to get, I don't get no call back or nothing. So I got frustrated with it. So I had, resort to the streets. I ain't just do it to buy Jordans or Nike or some shit like that. I'm trying to pay the bills, lights, and that's the reason why I probably dropped out of school, because at the time, I know my mother, she was leaving. My mother, she was needing help, so I wanted to pitch in, and so I wasn't really focused in school. I ain't had nobody just say, "Hey, you need to stay in school. You need to be a doctor. You need to be a lawyer." So I just said, "Fuck it."
This is something you were asked to do, to pitch in, or you took upon yourself?
Yeah, I took upon myself. Nobody asked me to do nothing. She never just asked. I just volunteered. I ain't, coming home, your lights off. So what else to do? So it's either go to school or make some money, keep the lights on, put food in the house, stuff like that, you know.
Now, I do want to talk about the street side of things in a second, but in terms of the job side of things, somebody watching this might say, why don't you just cut the dreads?
Yeah, it seemed that easy, like, you know, but why? Why should I have to cut my hair or become somebody that I'm not? Eventually I cut them because I wanted to. But in my head, you can't accept me like this, then just don't accept me. I'll find another way. Mm. So, you know, I went into just begging people just to help me. I cut my hair and stuff like that. That was me. At that time, I ain't seen nothing wrong with it. But once I got older, I seen that how society will stereotype you and put you in a class, and so at that time I was young.
When it comes to the street side of things, before it got into you doing and dealing with work, did it start off with selling something else, like candy perhaps?
No, it never did that. I never thought about selling candy or lemonade.
I know some people start off with that,
right.
And then it can lead into further activities after that.
Well, my situation was different. I seen my older cousins or homeboys, they might pull up in a clean whip. I'm like, damn, how you got that? You know, I'm trying to get the same thing. And they'll put me on game, like, look, this all you got to do. They living good, they're living decent, their lights on, they got food in the crib, so, you know, they put me on game on how to get it, you know, the fast way. They ain't really go into details about the consequences behind it. So I was into it, you know, I was focusing that, trying to come up.
When it came to the consequences, and that is a very risky option, street activity. We're talking stress, we're talking looking over your shoulder, we're talking violence, we're talking possibility of jail or prison time. Worst case, death.
Right.
Did you know this stuff from the jump?
Yeah, I knew in the back of my head, subconsciously, I knew, like, I could probably end up in jail, get shot, killed, you know. I knew all of that. But at that time, I wasn't scared. I just knew what I had to do.
How young did this stuff start for you? Or what grade?
I say like middle school. Like early middle school, you know. I have school clothes and school shoes and seeing other kids with Jordans and Nikes and stuff like that. And looking at that make you hungry and make you, you know, revengeful. So you take any action you need to do to stay above, stay afloat.
Now, somebody else watching this might say, what's the big deal? It's just clothes. It's just logos. Who cares?
Yeah, a person might feel like, what's the big deal? But yeah, it's a big deal because if other kids got it, why I can't have it? If other people can afford it, why I can't afford it? If it's not a big deal, why buy it? You know? And so that's one question it's hard to answer, like, because people might feel like, oh, name brand, $500 pair of shoes and shades, what's so important about it? I don't know. It just was important at that time. It was the insurance of having something that I can't have. Like we couldn't afford it. And I wanted it. I wanted the nicer, you know, better things in life.
Now, one may say, with this type of stuff you're talking about, kids with Nike and this, that, and the third, maybe school uniforms could prevent something like that from happening. Maybe you wanting these things, or you going to some sort of path like this with the street activity to obtain these things. What's your stance on that? Do you think school uniforms would prevent this thinking of name brands and wanting these things, and may have prevented you from going down this route, or no?
Nah. School uniforms, it's just for school. I mean, when you leave school, you got to think about that. When you get on the block, whatever you call it, street, or go to the club, you still want to look good. You still want those flashy things. You still want to pull up in that nice car. So uniforms play a small, to me it play like a small part, because you only in school for a certain amount of time. But when you leave and go home, you still want to be, when you go to the mall or when you go to the, you still want to be fly. You still want to have the latest fashion. So, but I feel like uniforms, they're good to a point, for us kids in school. Yeah, I wouldn't take it away. But for us, after school, that's my biggest point too.
When it came to the street activity you were involved with, any regrets thinking back?
Nah, I don't regret it. Like I said, it made me appreciate who I am today. It made me, the man I am today. I don't regret it. It made me wise, made me stronger, and I can pass it to my kids. The information, the knowledge, the wisdom, I can give it to them so they can soak it up, so they can stay on that straight path, or, all the stuff that I did wrong, they can see that and take a different direction.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward, or what you got out of it?
To me, it was, because at the end of the road, I can pass the reward to my kids, my family. Everybody ain't gonna go through what I went through. And, so that was my test to see would I make it. So that's how I feel. I don't regret it.
Did you hide this street activity from your parents?
Nah, I couldn't hide it. It was in the open. My mother, she knew what I was doing. She always know that, I don't go out looking for trouble. But if it comes to me, I go at it. And she know I always go after what I want. So consequences behind it, I ain't just go looking for it, I ain't just go looking for trouble. So yeah, she knew. She always knew.
Did she try to stop you or persuade you to choose a different path?
Oh yeah. She always, at the end of the day, she'll, if she finds something in the house that belonged to me, which she did, she'll get mad, cuss me, she'll get mad and just tell me, it's a better way to do things, a better way, a better route to go about things, and I seen that. And it is.
Now, you did mention you dropped out of high school. What grade was that?
10th grade.
10th grade?
Yeah.
Now, what was the exact reason for dropping out? Because people in street activity could drop out for a number of reasons. What was yours?
I wasn't focused. It didn't alert me. It ain't just something I just wanted to do. My mind was on helping out at home, paying bills, and getting money. So I wasn't really focused. So I just stopped going. I ain't had nobody just say, hey, you need to go to school anyway. Hey, what you doing? Why you in that school? So it felt natural.
What was your mom's reaction?
She wanted me to, finish school, which I did. I went back.
You did?
I finished school, so as I got older, like I said, I became wiser. And so before she passed, I was able to go to school and get my my diploma before she passed. So I know that made her happy. So that was good.
That's something she asked you to do?
No, she didn't really ask me. She always just say, make sure you do the right thing. that's something I wanted to do. I just took it upon myself and just say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just go back and do it. Let me see, can I do it? I always knew I was smart enough to do it. I just, like I said, wasn't focused. So.
What was her reaction to you obtaining that GED?
Oh, she was happy as hell. She was more happy than me. You know, so as long as she was happy, it made me happy. And that's when I knew that, you know, there's other routes in life that you can take. It's up to you. Don't ever just settle for nothing, settle for less. I just can't settle for less. I refuse to do that. If, you know, if this person can be a doctor, I can be a doctor. This person can be a lawyer, I can be a lawyer. Anything is possible. So, it is what it is.